Located in the far north of New South Wales, Tenterfield has a modest population of just over 4,000, but is famed as the birthplace of both Federation in Australia and musical legend Peter Allen. The Tenterfield Shire local government area, LGA, was also the birthplace of the worst bushfire season ever recorded in New South Wales, with homes and businesses being destroyed in September 2019. The business community in Tenterfield has not focused on bushfire survival and recovery in isolation, as the bushfires were one big economic challenge in a concurrent series. They followed directly from the worst recorded drought, which saw agricultural livestock numbers depleted and the town's reservoir so close to dry that for 72 days bushfire ash and turbidity meant town water was only considered safe to drink after boiling. Within months of the devastating bushfires, businesses were locked down by COVID-19 control measures, and economically crushing impacts would be endured for close to 2 years. The Tenterfield Chamber of Tourism, Industry and Business has been extremely successful with delivering proactive initiatives that stimulate local economic activity. This success has boosted community engagement, business unity and confidence, all integral to economic recovery. Chamber President Kristen Lovett describes the seemingly simple but effective business raffle initiative.
Tenterfield businesses have been through a lot over the last few years, particularly with drought and then fire. If you remember, there was a fair bit of hype through the media a few years ago around Tenterfield not having any water. Our town dam had got down to 14% and we didn't have water. And that had followed a period of where we had some very intense bushfires come through. And it had impacted our water quality. We were also running dry as far as our dams and local water supplies, which is where council stepped in looking for water resources and bores. So, businesses were impacted because we didn't have that tourism coming through, we didn't have our local travellers coming through. And also that sort of impact has a bit of a personal impact on businesses and their morale. So that they've been through quite a lot over the last few years. And then, of course, COVID rolled around and suppressed everything even further. So they're quite a resilient bunch, but they have had their challenges.
The Tenterfield Chamber of Tourism, Industry and Business implemented some initiatives to promote local spending.
First is the Shop Local Business Raffle, which is an online group through Facebook where businesses actually put forward a raffle item. So they may have an item that's worth $500 and they'll sell tickets equivalent to that $500, and then the local community purchase those tickets, and then once all tickets are sold, the item is then raffled. So it may be that someone's bought a ticket for $10 and they end up winning an item that may be worth $500 in the process. So it's been fantastic for the business community because they're still getting that same sale that they would have. They're still getting that same dollar value, but the community is so engaged and it's creating quite a bit of hype for the Tenterfield community and allowing them to participate in this and this idea of winning something and winning a raffle and winning these higher value products. We've had lounges, we've had all sorts of things that have run through the raffle, and it's been fantastic. The businesses are highly engaged and very excited by it, and so is the local community. And the second initiative that we've had as well is we've had $40,000 raised through the local community, so that's through sponsorship and initiative with the Tenterfield Chamber. That money has then been invested into local spend cards. So we've got Tenterfield True local spend cards, which means that they're redeemed through local businesses throughout Tenterfield. So that money has been completely invested in through that and then distributed in through the local community to ensure that that $40,000 comes back into our local businesses. So the money's kept within town, but it also boosts our local economy. I think the main thing as a chamber is to really support the business community, ensure that they're offered resources to be able to help them along the way. We've spent a lot of time in helping businesses with online selling so that they've got the ability to be able to compete with those other web-based platforms, but also to keep their sales going when they couldn't have people in store. But I think initiatives like this are really important for a town, not only just to keep the economy moving for the local spend, but also for that morale. That's a really important part of business and a really, really important part of community. And that's something that we see in Tenterfield. Tenterfield's such a really supportive community. The moment someone's in need, everyone jumps to action, and I feel that this has been another example of that in how well the community supports one another and supports local.
Ms Lovett described how fierce the fires were.
It's a natural disaster. It's something that no one can help and no one can change, and it's just a matter of working through that. So that definitely had a big part on our town, and it wasn't just business, it was all of the town. It was something that created, a lot of, alarm or a lot of concern as to what would happen with Tenterfield going forward. How would we deal with this? How would the business community deal with this, and also the local community? But again, everyone mustered together on that one too, to make sure that everyone was supported, that our fireys were supported. Everyone just sprang to action to make sure that as Tenterfield recovered, we all came together and supported one another.
Lara Flanagan is a Tenterfield photographer and runs her own store and gallery in the town. She reiterated that it has been extraordinarily tough for Tenterfield businesses, but country town unity and innovative supports have boosted business resilience.
2019 was the end of a very long period of drought, and 2019 also gave us the double whammy of fire. A lot of people aren't aware that Tenterfield started burning in February of 2019, and we had 5 fires that breached town or threatened town, and we didn't stop really burning until October, November that year. So 2019 was a year of dust, of ash, of dry ground, of farmers in crisis, of soot, and then we weren't allowed to drink our water at the end of the year. But I was always amazed how much the community came together, and it was quite inspiring to be a Tenterfieldian. But then 2019 ended, we thought we were on top of it, and COVID hit. So it has been an incredibly difficult few years for the community. I think the Chamber has done an extraordinary job to bring everyone together and to provide ongoing inspiration and hope. It started with the Shop Tenterfield raffle, which has not only brought a lot of income to businesses, but it's also brought an increased awareness of what the community offers in terms of businesses, retail opportunities, and what an extraordinary community we are. And then we've also had the business grants, which have helped us market our business. We've had an incredible raffle initiative. So they've done an extraordinary job to keep this community inspired and hopeful.
This is a Bushfire Community Recovery and Resilience Fund project, funded through the Joint Commonwealth State Disaster Recovery Funding Arrangements.